I just saw the blue light start, so that means I'm streaming, even though I may have had a brief failures because my microphone wasn't on. Just had to make sure it actually is on. It's like the opposite of a hot mic, a cold video camera. Oh. That's how I'm feeling in my room right now, as things are. Just waiting for the preview to show me. Maybe I should just go ahead and start loading up the game. Oop. Oh yeah, my thing wasn't making a lot of talking noise because of stuff. To actually have it plugged in properly, don't mess up anything. Doesn't feel like everything's exactly okay. It seems alright right now. It's gonna get louder in a second when he's like, you know, Mario Kart 8. I guess it must just be in a different place right here. How about that? Put that together, that's a lot better. Sorry for the technical difficulties and stuff. That's more on my end, not Twitch or anything. Let's go ahead and try refreshing again, even though it is showing 0 viewers. Haha, I love nobody watching. I mean, sometimes it's fine if you just talk to yourself, just like you're actually LPing, but it's all happening in real time, and okay, I know, it's fine if you just talk to yourself. Sorry that I'm kind of being obnoxious, but yeah. Let's actually do some games. And while people file in, I'm gonna make this probably a regular thing of me trying to clear a cup and then going into online mode. And if I get to a point where I actually have enough people around, I can make it into a tournament. I should probably have flipped my thing, but it may be too soon for that. Can I edit the scene on the go? Let's try to do the flipping right here. Let's flip it horizontally. Yeah, that should be fine. As long as can get over here. Okay, my camera, I want you to point over this way. There, that's good. See, I'm looking up at the game like that. Just make sure the camera doesn't fall. Anyway, buttons. I'm hitting buttons. Let's do single prayer. One single prayer before we start. Lord, give me strength. Or rather, Lucille in Walking Dead. Anyway, let's get away from the game preview because all seems well right there on that end. Let's get out of the edit scene thing. It should be fine. As long as I don't do things weird. Who should I play as? One viewer is probably just showing that as myself. But, let's see. What's somebody? Here, how about a shy guy? What's the color? Don't play as a lot. Let's go for pink. Some pink coloring. I don't even know who I played as in all my other streams. I know I played Waluigi and Link for like a testing thing, and Larry for the very first stream that ever officially got uploaded. And I don't really know who all I played as. Maybe Drybones, because we're playing Deluxe now, boys. Let's go for the Koopa Clown car. Let's see if we can get a good balance of speed and acceleration. Roller is always good. Do I have the Azure roller? I like the Triforce tires, of course. Yeah, there's the Azure roller. Yeah, that's like a common thing. Even though I still don't have the Biddy Buggy. Where the heck is the Biddy Buggy? I don't know why I don't have it. I have plenty of coins. What was I playing on? The Koopa Clown car. Anyway, should I go for this? Should I go for the plane for that little bit of extra weight? You know what, why not? I always go for the Triforce thing anyway, the Triforce glider. Let's see what's something I haven't 3-starred. Oh man, I can do that and go back and stuff. Let's see if I can get here on Cloud Top Cruise and all that. Sounds like a better idea if you ask me. Give this 1 or 2 attempts, or maybe try a different one. And just make sure the preview is pretty nice on there. Let's see if Discord is showing me starting things. It doesn't seem to be right now, but if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. When it does, it will be cool. No. Yeah, just enjoy the aesthetic of it all. And anybody joining in, I do have my Switch friend code at the ready. I haven't really like started a thing where you can do like !point friend code, so I can just type it in as needed. Maybe like keep it as a copy paste thing. Anyway, let's focus on the road. Went for a decent drive myself today, just to solidify stuff. Whoa! Alright, let's go with the video game driving here. Kind of indicative of my real life driving ability. And I should be going the other way if I want to have a little bit more of a shortcut, even though more people are going this way and we are on 150cc, and in higher difficulties they tend to take better shortcuts and use better skills. Alright, should be enough time before the lightning strikes there, and then right there. Yep, there. It's kind of a 50-50 shot, but it's kind of going based on instinct, team instinct, even though I'm wearing a Make It Rain shirt, but it's gonna probably show up in the thing as flipped. Come on, Yoshi, that's a very small hitbox for you. Oop, of course I have to throw it off. Okay, that's good enough. Kind of riding the corners if I want to be risky, which I do want to be risky, and of course I break just enough so that it knocks me into my own banana. Actually, no, it wasn't my own banana, it was just... May have been one that I dropped previously, but I don't know. Scatterbrained, and my butt is a little itchy, as weird as it may sound. Anyway, let's go this way for the good stuff with all the paratroopers around. Come on, that's supposed to be a little boosty-doo right there. It's not exactly a miniature ramp like most things you go off of, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just proving myself wrong. There we go, all that good timing is gonna strike there, and then not right here. Yeah, that's how things go. It's like P-hats right there, just things gauging how things are. Maybe like a bunch of hidden video game cameras, not video game cameras. Technically is video game cameras because it records itself, and boom, let's do that. Good enough time, as long as it's showing that it's coming for you. You may just have to time things a little bit differently, and of course, things are that way. Probably should have waited to use a coin, but not like coins are oh so important to collect. I still don't know how to get Gold Mario, so I'm going a little bit scatterbrained. What was I going to say? Gold Mario. I honestly don't know. Like, maybe you automatically get him if you have the amiibo for it. There's also Metal Mario, the silver one, that came out with something, like the Mario 30th anniversary or whatever. Or, you know, just get like 9,999 coins, which is pretty easy to do if you do the Piranha Plant Chaser game, the Cops and Robbers style game. And of course, I'm starting to flub things up at the end of things. Let's see if I can do it without the diddly. Come on, Pink Gold Peach, always doing that stuff. Cooking me right at the end game. Let's see. Let's see if I feel very particular about any maps in any other cup. I mean, of course, I don't really despise any maps. I'll give it another try with Shage. This time, let's go for... I'll go for the classic red one. The Breadwinner. And this time, go loyal with some extra acceleration on the Bowser Kite. Even though a lot of people don't use it because it kind of gets in your way. Could hold my breath and go. That's probably my least favorite cup up until N64 Rainbow Road, which everybody loves that. That one... Yeah, let's go for this one. Yoshi Circuit. All the good stuff. Actually, that's Big Blue. It's kind of weird how there's two F-Zero maps. And not a new F-Zero game. E3. Take a look at that. Even though it's only going to be like a 30-minute presentation with, I assume, mostly Mario Odyssey, like they've been saying. But what's the deal with Superstar Saga Deluxe? Bowser's Minions, Skyer's End isn't often too wrong. Especially since he found it in the eShop's code and an icon for it alongside Ever Oasis, which was definitely confirmed. Just kind of a weird icon for it. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not really too caught up in the research of that game, which, I mean, it's something I probably would enjoy. I should expand my horizons with different RPGs. I could play Chrono Trigger, I could play Golden Sun with easy access. You know, emulators if need be. I'm always an advocate for purchasing games first, but if it's an obscure game, I'll do the emulatorials. It's usually the new games that I'd rather buy, like, you know, a new Mario Kart game, a Superstar Saga Deluxe. Gotta definitely show support for that series. And it's kind of a cucky thing, but like last year at E3, it's like a Game Explain interview with the directors and stuff of Color Splash, because, like, well, if you want a Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake, all you have to do is sound off in the internet land and maybe it'll happen. It's like, come on, you know we want a actual Paper Mario game, which I hear Color Splash isn't too bad. It's just kind of the same thing as Sticker Star with the use stickers to win, even when they are kind of infinite and there's not really too much point for battling. Of course, I can't really say things too much just based on other people's experience. May have to hold my breath while in my nose as well, and pop my eardrum, clear out my Eustachian tubes, because that's, for whatever reason, in my mind right now, as of watching Stephen and Mal do their vlogging thing that they do. I'm just talking weird subjects, slowing my words that I talk about. I could have done a little bit of finagling and used that mushroom and cut through that waterfall there, but let's keep things safe. While I'm in first place, all is well. I don't see a blue shell coming my way yet, but here's a red shell, so your things start going. See, here we go, save things, and then, wow, I'm so ahead. But did it suddenly change it to a lower CC? Come on, it can't be stooping to the level of 100, or, well, yeah, maybe not 100, that's just like an intermediate thing, but definitely not 50 CC. But a lot of times, stuff like that becomes too hard for you because, yeah. Like, I remember like way back in 5th grade, somebody, I think his name was Logan, it's like, I cannot play Guitar Hero on easy difficulty because it's too easy. I have to be playing on hard or expert. I think isn't there hard, very hard than expert? Or maybe I'm just thinking of Smash. Because Brawl added the intense thing, which that could be a fun thing to do. Ian being the usually better Smash Bros. Player, but he's like going back and forth with Melee. Of course, Project M is always good, and Smash 4, I think he's been playing that a little bit himself, and he goes to tournaments and everything. He hasn't came to my house since, what, March last year in 2016. We were trying to do a co-op Let's Play, but things didn't exactly turn out. I mean, like, yeah, we had a first episode, but we eventually decided we're not going to be posting things until we actually do it completely. I mean, it's a good first episode, but we could do more with that first episode if we were to actually make a longer episode, depending on how things went. Trying to dance around the game name. But here's the thing. It was one of the things listed on my Twitter, if you were to see all the different games I put logos of on a Twitter post. I'm like, I'm going to forgo the surprises. Here's games I may do in 2017 after Undertale, even though I'm still doing Undertale. Woohoo! Yep. At least I've been experimenting a little bit with all the streaming stuff. That's weird. Did I have a mushroom in first place? I mean, like, yeah, it's a possible thing. But it felt like I was using a coin and it increased my speed. Or maybe I was just going on a speeder upper in the same time I was grabbing a coin. Kind of like that. And of course, I keep getting my speed up and my hopes and everything. But I keep getting screwed over by things exploding in the general vacation location of my face. Hope I'm even in range. I could just pause the game like this. Man, there's kind of a train wreck going on right now. Am I in range well enough? Yeah, pretty well. As long if I go over this way, I'm still kind of there. Not as bad as the first time. So like Monster, I'm just all the way down here because I realized that I can actually just move my camera. Anyway, let's back to the game before we actually do online stuff. But you know, just do all those talking points before I actually get to online. While I'm just doing single player where I have the freedom to pause. You can't pause an online game, Mom! Whew, give my voice a break. I have my water down there if need be, but I brushed my teeth and I'm not going to be a rebel tonight, even though I usually am, about drinking water before 30 minutes after brushing and using mouthwash. I should also floss a little bit more if I am to go to the dentist. I haven't been to the dentist in, what, at least 6 years? Because I've been in Florida for past 6 years now, and never went to the dentist here, even though I've kind of been supposed to for a few times, especially for the weird out-of-place tooth that I have. Never had braces in my life, and I wouldn't say I exactly need them, but it would definitely be helpful for my tooth situation. But the weird one out of place could either be just removed, or maybe Invisalign could be a helpful kind of deal. I don't know, different things. Sounds like, yeah, I was about to say, sounds like a blue shell coming my way. Let's see, Yoshi, 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 Yoshi. Okay. Just kind of panicking for not too much of a reason. Haha, seeing the blue shell in the preview. The, what is it, the rule of thumb 14-second delay, even though I could make it a little bit more. And when I'm doing games recorded through Elgato, or streamed through Elgato, I should probably do the webcam and voice delay. Even when my mic doesn't seem to be fully matched up with my webcam in the first place, so I gotta do some articulation and recording and checking to see how things match up so I can have a better synchronization situation. I love my alliteration, you know. Let's do some honking, because people would probably be annoyed by my honking just starting off on an online race, especially because takes a few extra seconds to get settled in. Okay. Come on, if I was playing 200cc, God bless my soul for one, I'd be having to break even more than I am now, which I barely do anyway. Because I just like, you're driving, you go forward, you do the good. Be productive in your failures. Alright, being a little productive with my drifting there. I've only played 200cc a couple times. Never bothered getting an actual Cup 3 start on this game or the Wii U version. So it could be a learning experience, but people like Josh Jepson say 200cc is pretty much the only way to play once you get into it. So we'll just have to see. See, see, I had to finish that pun somehow, or turn it into a pun, unexpectedly, even in my own mind. Come on, the one place you were going. Yoshi shall be my rival. Kind of reminds me of another game on the list, Yoshi's Island DS, so it wasn't going to be a co-op of that. Oh well, it's a game that could work well enough for a co-op at least. Okay. Yep. If you were to go to my Twitter, it's one of the things I have on the little thing below me. I once had, like, the thing, same username everywhere written down, but I added more icons for different apps like Snapchat and Discord and Skype, even though Skype is kind of dead to me, aside from wanting to do video chats on the occasion. But Discord is a lot better for, of course, gamers, and better quality overall. I never had a truly bad time where it wasn't my actual mic or anybody else's connection doing things, just their actual connection rather than Discord itself having uncalled for disruptions. Kind of a roundabout way of saying that, and pretty roundabout of me trying to facetiously, I don't even know if that's the right word, because facetiously, desperately trying to get through. Haha, Dry Bowser. You got your hopes up with the thing, and oh, that was Yoshi. It's like, I'm gonna take out my rival Yoshi here and do the good things. Why am I getting so many mushrooms when I go through a little patch of stuff like this? Here we go. Alright. Kind of saved myself at the last second. Good thing that didn't curve over a little bit more with more angularity and hit me. Alright, let's check over on Discord. Kind of a purposeful thing. Okay, it's showing me that I'm streaming with the Mi6 bot. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's just bring it over to my fam chat. I could just join in a call, but it's with a different person than you may be used to, even though they are a commonplace person in the voice chats I join into. Anyway, back to the stream dashboard. I didn't really show it open. Oh yeah, we're already on the final race. I just kind of whizzing through things because we started with Yoshi's Circuit, then what was second? I just had to blur on what the second thing was, because we're in Mute City now, because the music there in Big Blue would be din 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 din, you know. Here it's just gonna be din 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 din. Yeah, there it is. Now it's starting. Wonderful stuff. I haven't really played an F-Zero game aside from I think the Super Nintendo one as a broad demo, much like the most of Metroid I played was the demo on Brawl and a little bit of the first game that I purchased it. I think it was like one of those situations where I downloaded the WAD into the multi-mod manager thing in the Wii homebrew when that was all the rage, which it still is pretty rage-tastic. But one thing I could have done, I could have actually put Yoshi's Island on my Wii U instead of having to do it through my Wii. But oh well, it still wasn't bad quality, it just had that little bit of a retro feel, which even then it may still have been technically better quality for my Wii anyway, and how things were. And plus, it's kind of annoying to connect your Mayflash adapter, which, by the way, I actually didn't have by that point, so it wasn't much use to me to have things done the way things were going, at least I think. Because it was, I want to say, yeah, 2013 is when I did Yoshi's Island, but I think for that Christmas that same year I got the single Mayflash adapter where it becomes like a classic controller. And this place is about laps, right? Because we're going through all the same stuff, and I'm pretty sure Big Blue's the same way. Because Big Blue has that weird thing that curves off to the right, even though I'm playing on mirrored mode, so it'll probably be off to the left, so maybe I'd prove myself wrong? Because, let's see. I don't think we'd be in there at the one, because I remember Big Blue being more watery, you know. It would be right here, I think? I don't know. Keep thinking things and proving myself wrong in the ways that I prove myself right. There are just things coming for me out the wazoo. Okay, gotta get a little bit better. Oh my god. Of course, on the final race, I'm gonna be messing things up. Maybe I should just at least get on the board with my own playing. Alright, here we go. Let's not run into any stuff. Ooh, watch out for shells. Keep this here for protection. Knock it backwards. Come on, I don't want to see Bullet Bill as a threat when I'm in first place. Oh yeah, Dragon Drift Road, that was one of the other places, which, was the last one I did? I completely blanked on what the second place was, because this is a return type of deal, because it's usually retro, new, because Dragon Driftway is new, Yoshi's Circuit is old. What's the second stage? What the heck? I don't know. Let's just see. Just give it a little bit of time. There's Yoshi Circuit. Yeah, so Yoshi Circuit there. This one. Was it Neo Bowser City? No, because that's the first one in the other cup. Still Yoshi Circuit is probably just gonna be doing. Oh yeah, Side Bike Arena. Derp. Okay, so it is a new place. Yeah, not really too memorable aside from things being all Excite Bike like. Haha. Do. Oh well, got another 3-star deal. Excite Bike Arena is more of a gimmicky thing more than anything, which I don't dislike the stage. And I remember one of the things you can do on the DSi and 3DS is you can do a little sound app thing where you can actually play sort of, yeah, what am I trying to say? Like, you can sort of play the games based on how your music goes. I just had like annoying orange songs and like the Kitchen Intruder remix or whatever. What times those were back in 2009 and 2010, I believe. Yeah, I think I got it for Christmas in 2009 because I took a picture of my dog saying "I'm dumb," which she was skinnier than she is now, and she was pregnant at the time. She was like 5 days from having 8 puppies. Like, one of them died at birth, which is pretty sad. It was like the only other male. There were 2 males and 6 females. I wonder how many of them are still alive, because it was within a year that like 1 or 2 other ones died. None in our own watch, aside from the one that seemed to have been a stillborn baby just crushed by her. It's pretty unfortunate. I'm kind of making myself sad now, but anyway, let's not do things too in alignment. Still haven't really done too much of the battle modes. I just so used to casual racing. I think I used Bowser Jr. at one point. Let's see. Female villager, maybe? I definitely used the Inkling Boy, the Splatoon character. Let's go for Toad. I don't really play as Toad that much. I often forget he's actually a character, because I just think back to Mario Kart 64, which was like, oh! See, like, different memes based on that. I'm like, yeah, there's Toad's Turnpike, so it's a pretty big arena. And there's also Toad Harbor, isn't that what it's called? Because, yeah, there's Toad's Factory. Kind of reminds me of Vim Factory. Vim. Yeah, the mushroom on the flower, being all intimate with his princess. What do I want to go for? Streetle? I don't like play that one much. Doesn't really have a great max speed, but that's something I don't do much. I don't have something that doesn't have high max speed, but does have a lot of acceleration. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just go for blue standard, because it's my standard color, even though my favorite color is green. I had to think about it for a second. It's like, what is my favorite color? Alright, we were thinking about going to Neo Bowser City in my weird confusion. I mean, yeah, it's almost 11:30. It started, when I started, it's probably like 11:05, I think. Runtime, 22 minutes, so, yeah, probably right into 11:06. Oh, 25 minutes, or 23 minutes now. Still at 11:28, so in the back end of 11:05 is when I started. Okay, we got Hayden, Blair, Victory, Koopa, King. It's maybe 2 people playing together, even though it's usually based on the same me. Maybe just an odd coincidence. Maybe kind of racist to point out that they both seem to be of African descent, but I am not a racist individual. Of course, you just have to take my word for it, but you don't see me saying weird things aside from the higher level of satire that I had back in the Ocarina of Time days and etc. When I did things with 97 Albino Zebras. I think I've already mentioned that. He hasn't been around too much. But, you know, conflicts of interest, no big deal. Just deal with things how they are. Yeah, I'll just do that to eliminate any potential threats and maybe push you guys back. Let's see, how about we be a little strategic? I was trying to go through the immediate path, so would have to worry about minimal bull crap. You don't have to accelerate when you're flying, man. You just have to do the positioning. Oh man, I'm gonna switch to gyro controls after this if you're gonna be so mean to me. Yeah man, it's like I'm playing things. Like even the people that play with a normal controller think they're playing like this, like when they play Mario Kart DS. Oh, the kids. But they're probably getting ready for, I don't know, I don't think they'd put Mario Kart 9 on the 3DS. Maybe just like, I don't know, new Super Mario Kart Ultra 3D World Galaxy Land. Ultra, I don't know. Add Ultra another time. Because you know, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I don't think I've talked about it yet because I don't think I've streamed since the night before. Because I remember I didn't get enough sleep. It was like 2 a.m. that I went to bed. Past then, probably closer to 3. Then I woke up at like 9:30 or so. So, give or take 7 hours of sleep. I'm in 3rd place and still need to catch up a little bit. At least rubber banding should be a thing. Let's just focus on getting those pink sparks, you know, and corner drifting. Even though it's more of a thing for bikes, it's like inside drifting. And what was like the little strategy? It was like this game explain video. It's like it's a recommended video, even though it's of back in 2014 with normal Mario Kart 8. It's like, what is this, a new video of a new little concept I don't know about? Like, no, it's just a repeat thing from Doodly Doo. Why am I so worried about getting up to 1st place when we're on online mode? I just now remembered that. It's like, yeah, I'm seeing this guy named Hayden playing as Isabelle. I don't know, I'm not gonna judge how things are going in the actual game with the character's actual names on them. If you couldn't tell, my mind isn't exactly here due to tiredness. Okay, I seem to be a little bit out of frame, so maybe I can lean back a bit at the cost of mic clarity, but you know, let's see. I like all these places. A lot of people might be voting for Electrodrome, so how about Thwomp Room? It's okay, maybe I should have voted for Electrodrome. And I'm pretty sure it's Larry, the one that's in the background with the music, even though it should be Ludwig, you know, Ludwig von Beethoven Koopa. Disregard the Beethoven because that's who he's based on. Almost sounded like a one-up sound there. Since we're going to 100cc at Super Bill Subway. Sorry for my slurry spitting of my voice. I didn't even have anything that would mess things up. I just brushed my teeth before this, and I already mentioned how things were. Should be well enough in frame like this, comfortable enough. Just make sure my left foot under me crisscross applesauce doesn't mess me up. Almost looks like Arabic riding over that way on that little coffee food shop. But nope, it's just how things are done. I'm feeling pretty excited for getting off to college because, of course, all these past streams I've been saying, oh man, I'm 18, so of course I just graduated high school, even though I've been doing things since middle school. Well, even before, so technically, until I just didn't start commentary. I'm like in Indiana, like 6th grade was middle school for me, and it's weird because I had a locker then and had to worry about going up flights upstairs and stuff, but then when I got to Florida, there was definitely a lot more people, like 1,000 people for just 7th and 8th grade at my middle school. Yeah, and all one floor school, so it was 6 minutes in between classes, or was it 3? I think it's 5 at my high school and 3, I don't know, I'm confusing myself. 3 at high school, because there's the Mission Impossible music in the last minute of it, which was a full-fledged thing in my middle school. They just brought it back this year pretty much in my high school. I don't know, just to be nostalgic, so to speak. I want to do quote-quote stuff, but Hayden is beating me here. He's my esteemed rival that I may never remember, but I could very well check my friend list after this little stream and see if there's anybody added me. And anybody watching, which I don't think anybody is, because still showing one viewer, woohoo. Alright, good guy with a blue shell, just gotta watch out for it myself. Unless somebody didn't show one. Okay, there it is. It's probably like someone in 12th place. I didn't really pay attention to the map to the right. Boom, got you there. It's like it delayed you for the last second. So hopefully there's not a disconnection error, because I'm pretty sure right when I was starting I was saying that my internet's been a little bit spotty. And I'm planning on going to Purdue University, is what I'm excited for, in West Lafayette, Indiana, and I keep talking to my parents now. I've never actually been to Lafayette, Indiana. I'm like, yeah, it's not like a momentous thing to go there, but I think the only time I've been through there was on my way to Chicago on an Amtrak train with my aunt, cousin, and mother for a little weekend fun time. Sounds kind of awkward to say it like that, but it's just a weekend trip to enjoy Chicago, go to Navy Pier, etc. And okay, I got first place in online stuff. I'm like, yeah, we're on 100cc. We'll see just how many people are not CPUs, because you never know how connection stuff could be. Hayden has remained, and okay, people are still finishing. It's like, why is this not doing stuff? Am I driving my way home? But yeah, I have to familiarize myself with the campus. I've been watching a guy that doesn't have a lot of subscribers, who just so happens to vlog his everyday life there, pretty much, at least in 2015 at his freshman year. Chase O. Sauerzak or something, some kind of Polish-looking last name. Anyway, yeah, let's try for Electrodrome this time. How convenient. Even though I do like Cheap Beach and Dry Desert. Just Dry Desert I kind of have a weird vendetta for, because I've been through there a lot in mostly the Wii U version of the game, trying to get 3 stars on 150cc even. Maybe also mirror mode. So, who knows how I will be dealing with 200cc as things go. Yeah, let's just wait for more players. I'm the king because I got first place last time. People are hopping out and hopping in, so let's just see how things go. If there need to be CPUs, then let there be CPUs. Hope it's not my internet doing anything. Nobody has any crazy looking me's. Must all just be legit stuff. The most detailed face is the 4th guy from the left. Probably an older gentleman, but you can never really tell guys' age. I'm like, yeah, you can kind of tell that I'm late teenagers, and mine seem to be like maybe early 20s, and maybe a teenager with Hayden with the glasses there. I don't know. Maybe it's Hayden 8 or Hayden Hurt Dirt Cloudfang LP, who I only really see stuff from Twitter on anymore. And I think he also did like tried to do an LP of Pokemon Emerald, and he got a shiny Trico, so I don't know if that was stage or anything. Hope it's not my connection trying to do that, but if it was, so it would be my stream would be messing up probably. Alright, let's start some new stuff. Let's see. I wish it was Baby Wario. With all these baby characters, you think there'd be like Baby Wario, or I'm like, yeah, there's Bowser Jr. who's not Baby Bowser. Be a weird timeline thing, even though, yeah, there's Mario, Tanuki Mario, Metal Mario, Baby Mario. Let's go for Lakitu, or Lakitu if you want to be technical with the Japanese. Where's my new vehicle customization option? I don't know. Let's try for this. P-Wing. It's one of my more favorite cars. Also like the Circuit Special, I believe it's called. Hell yeah, how about off-road? Sounds like that was what I was saying. Let's just go for kinda mid-standard stuff. Guess we're gonna have to spectate before we actually get into something. Ooh, somebody has gold Mario there. I mean, like, yeah, a lot of people do. See or no, that's a gold me that she has there. That is a female, which seems like so. At least with the female models. I thought it was going to give me a connection error even on spectating something. It's like, yeah, it's definitely going to be my internet. Probably just not enough to actually kick me off the stream, which, even though streams are pretty demanding, I've only recently started because, like, yeah, we have Spectrum internet, which isn't really anything too particularly special. My dad always says things like, we have the best internet possible. It's like, oh yeah, look at all that fiber optic speeds we're getting. I can upload videos in seconds. I mean, like, yeah, it's faster than it's been in the past for me, but nothing too particularly special, but substantial for what I like to do. I have no complaints. Which is something that's weird, though. I do have my GTX 1060 3GB after upgrading from my 750 Ti 2GB, and the render speeds don't really seem to be too different, so that's kind of why I started doing MP4 videos recently. Like, maybe even a little bit better quality and slightly less render time, more or less the same pretty much, and upload times aren't really too bad. Maybe a little bit more than WMV, but MP4 is usually the most recommended for gaming and pretty much anything YouTube in general. You should probably switch out of that guy. Yeah, Donkey Kong. It's like I flipped through a couple people. That guy was being crazy. Oh yeah, I'm just switching the camera's perspectives. Doodly doodly doo. Are they finishing? Okay, they're going on to lap 3 now. Yeah, watch that dong view. It's like, what are you, trying to be Funky Kong with your Flame Rider and the Grumble Volcano doing all these cool tricks and stuff? Like, come on, if you really wanted to do anything, you could do the glitch where you just go around the little rock structure to the left of the starting line, which of course I'm pretty sure they fixed that in Mario Kart 8 because that would just be too broken to go out of the boundaries of the actual racetrack. Sorry, we're just like making bodily adjustments. It's like the man study that you would study as a psychology study. Yeah, psychology, not psychology. Stoichology. Viewer list, moderators, TryclydeTamer, woohoo. LPC, Discord. Showing that I am streaming as of 11:12, but I started 5 minutes before that pretty much. I have no real complaints, which is kind of weird though because Mario Kart 8 has, when I like put in the metadata, it showed like what, 4,000 viewers probably. Is Josh Jepson streaming tonight? I don't have my Twitch notifications on. Oh, thought we didn't have 12 people here. I was talking about Toad Harbor earlier. I really like that blue-haired me. It's like Siri or something, or something different like Zero. Something that started with C and could be assumed to have the soft C sound rather than the hard C k, like it would be in Latin. And I'm thinking when I go to Purdue University, my main major will be film and video studies because I want to do video editing stuff. And it's kind of recommended to take a secondary major, so maybe it could just be like, probably do interdisciplinary general or something, or language studies because I have French and Latin, and I just feel like it would be a fun thing just to know multiple languages, not even really do anything with it. Like yeah, traveling would be cool, but I don't know if I can really trust myself to be like a translator or anything, and definitely no one can really trust me. But I just like to see the similarities between languages, like all the Romance languages, all based off of Latin pretty much. There's French, Spanish, Portuguese, Romanian, Croatian, well, of course Italian too, all based off of stuff. I think you can knock out Croatian because that's more of a Slavic deal. Romania, like, yeah, Romania, Romania, Roman, Romance, you know. Trying to draw these parallels in a weird way. Okay, everybody's chosen, so I don't know why I was doing a countdown. That's boss you fight in Mario RPG, which could be one of the streams I do. It's still like tied between Amnesia, The Dark Descent on the straw poll, Shadow of the Colossus, almost an SOTC, which you guys wouldn't really know what it means unless you do know what it means, and Mario RPG. I myself put in a vote for Superstar Saga because that's my favorite game, but whatever game wins in the end, I'm like, yeah, there's things tied, I might just bring it to random.org coin toss type of deal. I'll play that. Which, all those games that I listed on the straw poll, which you can look up, may actually post it when I'm not really in anything. You can vote for yourself if you haven't already. Which, yeah, I'm into all the games I put. Of course, Superstar Saga being my favorite, and Paper Mario 64. Also having a hankering for screaming that, but as I said 100 times in the past 30 seconds, I'm willing to stream all those things that I put. Even though nobody's really watching the stream itself. If you are, hello. Mehmet, that's like the last name to the, what's his name, Dwight? Actually, I think that's the actor's name. What's his name? Milton? Yeah, Milton. Milton Mehmet in The Walking Dead. Maybe it's like a Jew or something, or Mame, that's how you say it, I don't know. May. That could actually be a joke he's trying to play there. Being obscure instead of M-A-Y, even though M-E is just meme. Or if you want to get French on it, mem, with the circumflex on the first E, meaning same. Like, nous sommes allés à la même lycée. Or nous allons, we go to the same high school. Nous allons au même lycée, or probably la même lycée because, I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation, like the double E, the first one, you put the accent aigu. It's parfait. Watching, I've seen that, what you call it, 25th annual or 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which is kind of funny because Putnam County, Indiana is where I grew up in for quite a little bit of my life. Even though it's pretty much half and half the time I've spent in Florida for vacation, at least, and all the time I've lived here. Go to Indiana once or twice annually, and of course I'm moving probably within a month, depending on how well the house selling process goes, which is on the market. Just have to see if it sells at the price we have and if there are no issues. It's definitely been raining every day since June started, so we've had to make a few minor repairs to ceilings that could be a little leaky. No big deal. My dad loves doing stuff. It's not a profession for him to flip houses, but he just does that. I'm like, yeah, his profession is contracting stuff. He works for a contracting business with like floor installation and federal buildings like NASA, so that's pretty cool. He gets paid a lot there as well, so that's always cool. A little something to support the family with. Where did I end up? 5th place? That's what I was thinking, but I could have stayed at 6th and probably fell back to 7th or even way past, God forbid. And even though I finished it, why didn't I get the item box? Oh man, that's something they need to bring back. Kart decoration, like the front thing, just the Lakido emblem being the little cloud doodly-doo. That was fun back in Mario Kart DS. Was that a thing in Mario Kart 7? I don't think so. I'm sure people are just getting off of Grumble Volcano. I'm pretty sure it's a different group I'm joining anyway, but let's try for this. Okay, I don't know. Kind of confusing myself. Person number 11 down there, at least in the positioning of the things, looks like Brock. It's like the first one going from left to right. Manny. Just with some glasses and, you know, open eyes. I've been like touching my hand more than I've been touching my controller. Don't take that out of context. Justin TryclydeTamer T2 Holderfield 2017. Been touching my head more than the controller. You can be quoting the quote that I've just quoted of myself. Just looking all around, see what it randomizes to. Hey, Electrodrome finally, when it wasn't an option, but I don't know. Had to go there eventually. See or no? Okay. That's what the individual's character name is, or probably their actual name. Being from the United States, you never know. Because the melting pot. And also Purdue University itself is accredited as like probably the 2nd largest by this point international student population. So you never know. Things could be interesting once I get there. I'm sure it will be in some way. Maybe I could start like a semi-regular vlog. I wouldn't really want to commit to anything daily. But you know, being in college, like there's a lot of young people, and definitely wouldn't vlog my daily life around family. It's just uninteresting stuff. I sit outside on the front porch, play with my dog, even though she doesn't really play much. She just perches up on me and gives me high fives, which we've only started recently teaching her to do, even though she's coming up on 11 years old. So who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Why am I talking like Mitch Hedberg? I'm not even into his comedic stuff. I just know about him through Stephen George. See, you never know all these cool things they can learn through proxy. Or it's unimaginable, unfathomable. I don't know why I'm saying that a lot, like, you never know how things can go. And another common theme, Dr. Seuss rhyming with all this timing. I always like to do the backflip kind of trick deal. Let's try to shoot for going past an hour on this, because the first one was like, what, 21 minutes or so, maybe like 30 some. Is this number 3 or 4 for Mario Kart? It's at least number 2 for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because the first one was normal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only the 3rd stream, because I just did the very first one as like a test stream, so to speak. Second one, starting on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I'm pretty sure. Because I never did it solo, because it was, the big deal was Monstrum Kart 8. And I kept saying, I might do Mario Kart, but I always felt too tired, instead of doing the 2-game kind of deal. Just like the other day I said, I am definitely going to do Pokemon Emerald tonight, but I didn't do Emerald that night. I don't want to say that I'm going to commit to anything because, as scatterbrained as I am, I may just need to go to bed. Mr. Krabs, I want to go to bed. Yep. Kind of mentioned that in Pikmin, but I've been watching through SpongeBob even though did I watch any episodes today? No, I haven't, because I bookmarked Rock Bottom last night and I didn't watch it today. I've just been watching that Chase dude that does the vlogs at Purdue. He's a Purdue boiler maker. And another interesting tidbit is that the, I guess, mantra of my high school was anchor down, but at Purdue it's boiler up to begin with, because it's the boiler makers, of course. But the callback to that is hammer down, or alternately anchor down. So that's pretty cool. You never know what to expect. My back is a little bit itchy. I could potentially take a little sip of water, because we're 45 minutes into the stream. Maybe halfway if I decide to go for an hour and a half. Maybe even, depending on how interested I am in sticking with normal races or just trying out battle. I may actually go to battle and do all the things I haven't really actually done, because of course I got most of my playing of this game through the Wii U version, only recently getting the Switch version, and I haven't tried any of the new expanded battle game stuff, which I barely even did any back in the Wii U version. Only played a couple games with my friend from school, Jackson, in our Latin class. Our teacher was so cool, like on days we didn't really do much stuff, which I myself was kind of an ahead individual in Latin. So I was like, yo, just put this up on the projector so we can play. Didn't need the HDMI because I can just put the dang system there as the screen. Technology! I was about to grab it out of the dock and just place it there, but I should probably be on edge. Which, being on edge, I should probably be closer to my mic and more in frame, but just leaning back to be comfortable, you know. Teed off. All these mostly same people. Couple individuals from Japan. Seems to be a two-player type of deal. Or it could, yeah, could just be the default maze, but I'm pretty sure the katakana, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Characters were still the same. I just go forward. Some people seem to like get bigger boosts than usual, so I don't know if there's like a really weird sweet spot for instead of just going from 2 to 1 for the boost, or maybe it just depends on the cart selection you have, which I don't necessarily go for specific combinations. I just go for whatever feels nice for me at the time. It's like I never really prioritize weight or anything unless I'm doing a heavy character, which I don't play heavy characters a lot. I sometimes do lightweight or medium weight characters. I'm pretty sure Lakitu is medium weight. I don't really pay attention to all that stuff. I just pick a character and go with them. I don't really have a main, but back in Mario Kart Wii, my main was Dry Bones. I originally went with the Bullet Bike when I played with the Wii wheel, bless my soul again. But then I started playing with the GameCube to be more competitive with things. I was actually decently competitive. I never really stooped to the level of Funky Flame Rider though. But yeah, I did go with Magic Cruiser Kart on the automatic, not automatic, but manual controls, because you know you have to do that drifting. Because some people don't even know that Mario Kart Wii has drifting. It's like, I love Mario Kart. I love it's like you're actually driving. Kind of making all these same jokes that I've said in previous streams, but just all these similar things come to mind. Brown cow, I want to chow down like one of you. Chocolate milk comes from you guys, even though it's like a good mixture of black and white. So why can't these be cookie and cream cows? That'd be like a good flavor of like normal milk to just have. Or you know, just get cookies and cream ice cream and just let it all melt and just drink it. But that would be heavily unhealthy. Feels like I'm getting a weird mixture of something in my throat. I did have a couple plates of spaghetti for dinner, kind of set apart by a couple hours, but when you have... Oh, I remember the episode of Superstar Saga now. It's like I was going through Warhol Lagoon, and I was like talking about spaghetti burgers, because that happened during that episode. It's like the same year I started getting back into spaghetti. It might have been 2011. I think it was 2012, because I remember like one of the first times I was just like watching somebody play Banjo-Kazooie, and eating spaghetti at the time, just getting refamiliarized with it. TryclydeTamer, all the times I mentioned that I like it. Which all these places, I don't dislike any of them. Shy Guy Falls maybe the weakest one, just for not really being too particular. I'm like, yeah, it has the roller coaster style stuff, which is pretty cool, but doesn't last long. It's just all too fast paced, and we're only on, well, whatever it ends up being. I predict if it is Shy Guy Falls, it's going to be 150. But it's going to be my 100cc TryclydeTamer. How about that? Snap. I could try attaching the Joy-Cons, but it's not going to make the noise in the dock, and I need the controllers in the grip like this to be comfortable playing. Hey, there we go, 2 viewers. See, it's not showing you there, but hello, other viewer that happens to be here. We playing some Mario Kart. I do that to mess up my friend that I played with at high school. Doodly doo. Whoa, that almost looks like my own me, because when I do play, I often choose the hardball thing. I just saw glasses at the front and a Triforce cap deal. So, is that me? I think my me doesn't sound quite that high pitched, even though I could probably change it to be more like my voice. It's like, I'd say I have a decent baritone 1, so to speak, voice. And I've looked up things about the Purdue University Choir, which I may join, depending on how much time I can allot to it, with it being pretty much an extracurricular deal, and me not actually pursuing any sort of music major, not even as a minor, really. Why was I even going up against you? Gust or Goose Street. Could be Gust T, or just gust like wind. You never know. Snake Manny. It's like there's a weird correlation between those 2 names, like the Black Mamba snake. And whichever basketball player is known as Black Mamba, I think it's Kobe Bryant. Don't wanna be made fun of, especially me moving back to Indiana soon, like the definitive basketball state people may consider it to be, and the Packers being there, and yeah, Kobe is on that, or at least was. But yeah, Larry Bird, isn't he the current coach or the owner of the Packers? Or no, it's not Packers, it's Pacers. Oh my god, that's the Green Bay. See, I love me some sports. Gee, I sure love playing some badminton, which maybe if I were to play a sport in college, it could be that, even though I don't really know too much technical stuff. I just played with family members, and I remember one time where I just completely slammed my uncle in the face with my racket one time. So that was a fun time. Anyway, let's get through a little bit of sand. Yeah, probably saved a little bit of time. Probably should have been more strategic, especially with the green quills, spikes of the pokey, doing things as they are. I should probably move my camera over just a little bit with how I'm sitting. It's kind of not exactly at the point I would desire it to be. Oh man, I have a nice combination of items I should make use of. Hopefully I'm not screwing myself over by doing this. Of course, me having to brake as much as I am and going weirdly off the course. Wait, is it showing me it's offline? Please don't be offline. I'm like, yeah, still let me play, so hopefully the stream's not messing up. I'm pretty sure it's set to keep recording if the stream stops, so my connection shouldn't mess anything up there. But yeah, it's not giving me the option to restart streaming. So King XX Chris, hello to you in the viewer list, even if you aren't available to chat. Okay, there you are. As soon as I say that, of course, yeah, you probably just joined in Twitch raid. Ooh. Is this an actual raid, or are there more people? Never know. It's my first actual technical raid, even if it's only 1 person so far. Let's go for Wildwoods. One of the lesser liked stages, at least in my mind. I don't always see a lot of people being so particular about it. It's like, I love me my Rainbow Road 64. I mean, who doesn't love Rainbow Road 64? The only qualms are that it's too short. It's like a sectional type of deal, but still only 1 lap. Yeah. Anyway, that second person kind of reminds me of my brother's friend Zach. He made a me for way back in the Wii days. And actually has a secondary friend stack because he has a primary friend stack that I knew longer. But it's Rolando. Is everybody from the United States? No, Uzi is from Japan. Or Yo Uzi. If I want to be technical with the pronunciation, but I may sound a little bit racist if I'm doing this. It's like part Indian, as in the country India, maybe German or some other type of deal, Italian maybe. Because, you know, we play in a Mario game and I kind of made the Brooklyn Mario joke voice. Gotta know what other things you should check, Luigi. Your prostate. Such funny things. That's another thing on my backlog of TV shows, etc. to watch. Just, you know, to be nostalgic with things. Watch it on that super speed, which, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, you should probably experiment with different speeds. I often watch things on like 1.6 or 1.8 speed. So you could do like 1.5 speed through the YouTube controller. And then if you get the video speed controller Chrome plugin, may work on other browsers, reading up to 1.6 like I do, or 1.8, depending on however you like things, which when I watch my own videos I could even go up to 4 times before the audio cuts out. I usually watch my own videos just for errors, which I should probably keep it slow enough to make sure there aren't any audio errors, but those usually aren't lost as often as actual video errors, if I'm making sense with the editing of video terminology stuff. Christopher Walken don't even sound like him really. Yeah, because he does his... Oh! Got a follower. I assume it's Chris there. Let's see if it shows up right there. Yep, I see you right there in the time of the preview. So thank you for the follow. Pretty cool. Probably my first follower in a while. I think my most recent follower, of course, I don't have a lot of followers, is S&D Fan 456 back in, what, like February or so when I first got my thing. So like a few weeks back. And maybe like one extra person in May, maybe? It might have just been the other guy. S&D Fan. Whoa, weird things happening there. It's just like falling off the map, being put back. But back to the thing about my followers. I don't have a lot of active followers really. I'm like, yeah, I'm only starting to stream as of recent times. But a lot of things are a couple of my own Twitch channels that I made. The Yopcast, which is something I'd rather not think back to. It's weird times, which weren't even video game related things. Of course, Twitch now has like a real life type of deal. Of course, it was once Justin TV where you could do whatever. I created it because my name is Justin, woohoo. Only kidding. Come on. The creator of Justin TV. Yeah, you know, my last name is TV. Television, if you want to be specific about how you do the pronunciation. I don't know. I'm trying too hard to be cool. Or something. But yeah, it's pretty cool having the same name as a streaming service. But it became Twitch, and I'm not exactly a Twitcher myself with things. Like sometimes when I'm at contacts and I'm looking at electronic stuff, I may twitch. Or just get blurry. Seemed to happen a bit at school, I guess. I don't know. Maybe stress related. I don't know. I already really went to site. We've been to a site. We've been to Excite Bike Arena when I did the cup. I have to articulate what I'm saying so I don't slur my speech now that it's past midnight. So I'm gonna have to put in the metadata description of the YouTube video as streamed from June 8th into June 9th, 2017. But what if I do a New Year stream? It's like, December 31st, 2017 into 2018. Maybe I could follow you, Chris, because you have pretty much as many followers as me. Maybe a little bit more, maybe more active. Let's follow you, and how about I add you as a friend if you're also inclined to accept it. I may not be exactly active in watching your streams, just depends on what you stream and times. I'm like, yeah, if you stream almost every day, maybe I could follow. if you're watching Mario Kart, maybe you stream Mario Kart and exactly take a look at your profile, so I don't know. Kind of focusing on my own stream at the moment, but yep. Always nice to have some interaction with people. Let's go for that thing. I've been pushed out of the way. Let's not go through the puddle of poop. Reminds me that I want them to bring back Chocolate Mountain, or Choco Mountain, as it were. I'm pretty sure there was like Choco Mountain 1 in Mario Kart 64. They may have brought it back as a retro stage in the DS version, but I also remember there being Choco Mountain 2. That's like a different map. So why not show more love for things like that? We have all these same circuits. Is there a Luigi circuit scheme? No? Answering questions myself. Ooh. Seems we're starting to have more people pop in for viewers. I could check the viewer list right now, but hello to any new people watching. I am a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer, if you didn't already notice. I'm gonna be humble and not ask people to necessarily follow me. It's only if you want to, because I may not be your cup of tea. All you have to do is just give me a try, give it a taste test, because I myself prefer cold, sweet tea here in the South instead of the British style chamomile hot tea that you have with your biscotti in the middle of the day. Maybe not exactly being traditional British, which could actually be British people watching, because not everybody's from America, Dad, Mom, at people in my family. The internet is not America. The world is not America. I don't know. I want to visit Canada someday, because it's American enough. The only times I've been out of continental US in my life, I remember it was about 5 years old. I think it was before I started kindergarten. I went to Mexico for a few days. It was Cancun. I just remember we had to switch hotels, and there were like giant iguanas outside. Pretty rad, man. And I remember like waking up with my dad one day, and we walked like, it seemed like an excessive distance, not like super long, but long enough, maybe even barefoot, to get me some weird tasting chocolate milk, which I don't know if it was chocolate enough. I was using my Dora the Explorer things to great advantage. I remember watching like the the episode of Dora the Explorer where they go to the moon, which there may be multiple episodes of that, but one particular one, I remember Dora was like wearing purple or something, I don't know. Maybe weird to remember what Dora was wearing in a TV show I watched when I was 5 years old, I don't know. But I also remember there being an episode of Chalk Zone on. Don't really remember any of the characters' names, but I just remember the blue and white dude was like an announcer at a wrestling type of deal or something. Anyway, off to Animal Crossing Land, if that is the place that is chosen. Pretty popular, maybe a more favorite place, like all these DLC places, at least DLC as it were in the Wii U version. Let's do a thing. Could be favorite places of people. Sorry that I'm not really doing great in keeping my train of thought and using staccato speech for my words. I'm just being a little bit obnoxious by this point, or at least all the way through this stream in particular. Maybe I'm just had a little bit of disgruntledness from Pikmin a few days ago, and all the weird runs that I've had through it. It's like, I'm good at Pikmin, but not really showing it too well. Just showing average playing skill after a few times of experience, but even then, the first time through, you could be good enough to do it in, will I do it 16 days? I wanted it to be 15, but I just had to be weird in fighting the final boss of that game and have to use just like a fraction of the next day to bring back the final ship part. Anyway, talking about different games when I'm playing a different game itself. Joe, is it Angry Joe? Nah, it'd probably be more black hair. I remember like a dank meme compilation involving him. He was like, I hate Alien Covenant, which was a pretty good movie. Maybe not exactly perfect, but I enjoyed it. But then it cut to him like, I love me some Suicide Squad, and that was just amazing. Then it did like the flipogram roaster dude doing the little laughing. I was like, oh! Yeah, I don't want to try to replicate the laughing sound because that could cause some lung problems amongst other ones. But yeah, here we are in the Animal Crossing land. We seem to be in the summer place. Summer is pretty far close enough to myself, even though I'm in Florida. It's pretty much always summer here. Yeah, Florida has 4 seasons: wet, wetter, hot, and occasional wind. It's pretty much how Florida works, at least along the Space Coast where I am. Where was I driving my point home? I don't know. Oh yeah, like we're in the summer location of Animal Crossing when there's all the other seasons. And of course we're going to see more seasons when we get to Indiana. My mother, for sentimental reasons, I don't know why I'm combining momther and mother, I don't know. Mom and mother. Maybe I could just call her Gunther, even though it's like a dude name. Like, yeah, my mom, her name is Gunther. Why are such weird things coming to mind? We're getting bells instead of coins, and if we were playing in the Hyrule circuit, it would be rupees, because everybody doesn't know that. Everybody does know that, unless they don't, which I could be the weird informational guy as things go on. I really need to do better about being more sober in the mind. I do not partake in the usage of substances because I'm not quite at that age and I wouldn't actively plan on doing it in the first place. But if I were to drink, I would drink responsibly. Hopefully. I don't know. You never know how things could go. See, using that quote again. I don't think he's really gonna let me pull out once I see the next stages. Yeah, I think I'll do like one more normal game, then maybe go for battle, unless I'm just feeling the kick of normal races, which are always fun. I just say random things. Yeah, enjoying the Animal Crossing Serene music. I should probably get more into that series. I've only played like a few hours worth of New Leaf, which like only a couple days sessions, like at midnight. I mean, yeah, I've seen Chuck Conrad's LP. Why are we getting all these same places? Have we been to Neo Bowser City? Neo Bowser City? I don't think so. But we will choose Donut Plains 3. Kind of in the minority for that. Yeah, other people may not just like any of these stages, so they chose random. That could be something I do, but I don't want to be a burden. Just like how Old Man Jenkins said it in SpongeBob. It's like his character design changed a lot. It's like from one old man look, like the tall and slender, to the What a Nice Cereal Box one, the one that they used for that. Like where he's just like kind of short and stout. Anyway, yeah, that girl, whatever her name would be, chose Donut Plains. Be cool if either mine or hers one. It's like a potential girlfriend or something. But watch her be like 58 years old and be, well, I don't know, be kind of awkward if she was actually watching. Which one was it? Was it Sheehan 3 or whatever? Judging by all the other memes I'm seeing, I think so. So maybe. Only one person from Japan. Come on, gotta see more variety in countries and stuff. The Switch as a region-free console, so I could get Japanese games that I could potentially be interested. Expand my horizons. Like I want to see if I can get into the Fire Emblem series. I don't really want to start with Fire Emblem Heroes, because it's not exactly like the main series. Kind of similar concepts and characters. Maybe it could be a way to get in, but I might just, you know, emulate some of the older games, like the original one on GBA, I'm pretty sure it was. Or was there one on N64? I know there was an Animal Crossing on 64. Kind of feels weird because you never really see anything about it because it was pretty much Japan only. And wasn't it like not called Animal Crossing? It was called something weird. Like, I don't even want to bother thinking about it because it would just distract from my playing of this oh so intense Mario Kart 8. The love story between the Lakitu you can play as and the Lakitu that is the referee, or whatever you call it for racing terminology. I gotta get these double item bosses, man. Hello, King Boo up against me that I did not play as very much. And BR must be like a clan that she's part of or something. Mario Kart clans. I'm like, yeah, they're decently popular in Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart Wii. I just want to default to saying that, playing the game, even though there's a weird stigma of saying Mario Kart 8. Makes you think of the Wii U one. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, man. Ooh, let's weave through these bananas, be skillful, and let's take Matt out. Your super horn's not enough for you. Have another one. And my back is itchy. This is not how I should be driving in real life in a video game that is part of your real life individuality. Virtual worlds. Let's do some cool drifting and not get hit by Monty Moles. Just actually make use of their things. Oh, I think the blue shell is coming for me because that person is already finished, so... there's no rubber banding because people are playing in real time, and... okay. Second place. I could settle for that, and I got first place way back in the Mario circuit when we did that. You know, it was only 100cc, which I think this one is as well. Or is it 150? I don't know. I think I sold one as the first integer digit. It's like combining integer and digit. So I should logically fall back and say the other variable, integer. I'm such a jit for being the weird nerd I am. You know what, I'll try for Mount Wario, a couple different Wario stages, and Wario may have musical farts in Musical Park, so let's just see. Or maybe it's just gonna land on someone's random space and give us a weird map like Piranha Plant Slide. Then maybe after this we will try for some battle mode, or maybe I could just end off the stream. Down to one viewer right now. No, it's still showing King Chris. Like Twitch is so weird. It's like shows one viewer. Like could potentially only be myself, but then it shows 0, which could potentially mean that your stream is like going under for a second. I don't know. Things are weird, and I am weird myself. What song was I trying to reference that with that? Hey, Mount Wario 100cc with the bearded man with glasses who happens to be Matt. Not 2T Matt, just Matt. Mateo. Lyon 1234, or Lions, you know, because stuff. Hey, finally, other countries, Mexico and the UK. Yeah, kind of back to my story stuff about going outside the US. I've been to Mexico, Cancun mostly, when I was about 5 years old. There for like a couple days. Didn't even feel like that long really, just felt like one night and we were gone. I remember swimming in like a couple different swimming pools though, and there were a decent amount of Americans there, so I'm like, yeah, of course, Cancun, Mexico, there's probably more tourists than actual people there. You know, they could just be living in the slums. Kind of sad that tourist towns were actually like the worst towns to be in, at least for living. Like, yeah, they have beautiful sceneries like the beach, which was pretty cool. I remember there was a guy that grabbed a starfish, and I think my dad and I waded in the water. Wade in the water, children. Anyway, enough horrible singing. And I felt like my dad and I saw a coral reef, so that's kind of cool. Which I don't even know if it was. I just remember it being particularly colorful there. And as for other times of actually going outside the continental US, I've been to Cozumel on a ship ride in 2001. I remember it was like, what, November 26th or so, because I actually found the little ticket I had for it, even though I was only 3 years old. The other day. I was not 3 years old the other day. I mean, I didn't think I was 3 years old. Yeah, I'm a little baby, wipe my diapers. Even though I've been told that I've been quite mature as an individual for 3 years old. Definitely inquisitive and being a big fan of Thomas the Tank Engine at that time. Years and years ago. Come on, go past these trees. And Bob the Builder as well. And I remember like a weird thing happened. It was like we were at probably Captain's Center because I remember fancy seafood and everything. And my uncle, who was named Mark, teasing me with like a lobster or something, I don't know. May have been just eating it and not actually pointing it at me. I just remember like a weird still frame in my mind. But even so, I also feel like my mom was pegging me over the edge of the ship. So, social services may have had to been called. Yeah. Coast Guard social services on the police boat. Oh yeah, this is a sectional map. Just kind of go crazy with things at the end. I'm in 12th place, like a dingus. Okay. Probably should have waited to use the thing, but come on, gotta at least get 11th place. Let's try for 10th. Try for hour number 375. Or, it's like the... I'm pretty sure it's the first episode in the bad seasons of SpongeBob with the imaginary monster Krabby Patties, because it's like the 24 hours a day thing, when the Chum Bucket was trying to do 23 hours. Anyway, I keep diverging from the point. There's like the Monster Krabby Patty episode where SpongeBob broke his spatula, and it was emotional with an inanimate object, which sea sponges are pretty much inanimate themselves, even though they kind of have a little bit of, I don't know, too much to think about. Let's go back into Worldwide, let's go for battle this time. Things may be a little bit more competitive here. So, we gotta go for our girl. Which one of our girls shall we go for? Let's go for Daisy. Hi, I'm Daisy. Playing too much with the Pee-wee, even though I was only with her as I could do. Oh yeah, Sneaker, Sponge, Peach Parasol, even though I'm Daisy. I could just be like the Melee Peach, where you can get the Daisy skin. But yeah, let's go for Urchin Underpass. Pretty cool. I love me some Splatoon, and just a month off and a little bit of change from Splatoon. So weird. It feels like Splatoon 2 should already be out, but it's July 21st. Because, yeah, that's Friday, because Game of Thrones is 7/16, and that is a Sunday night. It usually starts around April time, but they had to have extra time for filming, even if it's only 7 episodes, because winter is here. Sorry if that's kind of spoilery. I shall talk about it no further, because I must focus on balloon battles. And I don't think you can actually blow up more balloons for yourself manually. You just, like, get the balloons that you're allotted. Hey, it's like the sound effect that's given. Never played on this map, so fun times here. I love me some Splatoon. Makes me want to stream it. Am I getting items? Okay. Feels like I wasn't even touching item boxes. I'm just gonna be enjoying the music. It's kind of an obnoxious sound, but fun enough for me. It's kind of funny that I'm playing with like a purple sneaker kind of deal, because Splatoon, and also the sponge wheels, just going with the theme of oceanic marine life. I'm trying to think if there were actual like sentient sea sponges. There are of course the jellyfish like Jalonzo and all the NPCs, which you hardly even interact with them. Oh yeah, there's Annie and Mo, which is as close as you can get Anemone. There is the krill guy. It's like the prawn. It's like the technical name. Like the guy with all the sneakers. On the topic of shoes, finally having interaction with people. I should probably be going for people within teams instead of just going crazy. We are on teams, right? Because you have teams on battle mode, Owla mode. Or is everybody is this just like a all for one, one for all deal? Even though that would be teamwork. Whoa, yeah, we do have the weird things going on, like when you do the screeching halts, because that's how different things can be for stuff. That's also weird with my wheels and stuff. Get you! I think we are playing with different teams, so I'm seeing blue people, pink people, and myself being red, and you're a light blue-ness. So I think it is a free-for-all kind of deal. Let's have a free-for-all with items on! I brought my Nintendo Switch grip. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue well as Brawl Taunts. That may be what I do before bed, just watch the 3 Brawl Taunts there are. I think there was like a joking 4th one. I don't think there have been any actual legit ones by the actual people. Kerbifer and whoever else was all involved. Classic things to see. Okay, well my last balloon here, but it's, I guess I have like a buffer of 2. Let's try. Y button, nothing. It's not starting to blow up anyone. Because I just remember in Mario Kart DS, you can either, I think it was select that you can hold to blow one up, or, you know, just blow into the microphone. Oh man, this also brings me back to the map with the silver fat DS in space that you go on. And Waluigi Pinball, gotta have the love for that as well. Was that brought back in Mario Kart Wii? I don't think so, because there was like the Waluigi Stadium from the GameCube, so keep the variables as we are. Was that even English? Daisy said. It's like, not hard at all! Oh, some things are hard, like my microphone right here, and the ice that is still there in my water. Alright, we're coming up on an hour 20 now, so maybe I could try to break past an hour and a half with a little bit more of battle mode. Battle Stadium seems pretty standard. Dragon Palace, a lot of people seem to like it. So how about Woohoo Town? I remember the teacher, the Latin teacher I mentioned earlier, Miss Jury. Her name's pretty cool. She's retired this year, and I feel bad that I didn't get to see her the last few days of school because of graduating early and, well, earlier than all the other kids got done. Excuse me. I'm a classman. I had a substitute for the last few days that I actually had that class, so I didn't really get to get in touch with her. But, you know, I can get a hold of her phone number, not to slide into the DMs because she is older and nothing of much romantic attraction to me. That's not something I would do. Not at this point. Maybe more for college, but it kind of breaks integrity to fraternize with your authority figures. Man, it's got really weird all of a sudden. Just me playing as Daisy, all casual like. I don't know. It's not illegal to say things, but there are things that shouldn't be said, which I will not fall to any extreme. It's like, oh yeah, it's like we're playing different things like the. What mode are we playing? We are playing Balloon Battle. Did I switch out of the modes? I think like randomly select what type of battle thing you're doing. I'm not even actually trying to actively target people, which pretty sure it's still free for all because that was a pink thing, hot pink. You got a green one, got a brown looking one. Hey little boy, you're so gay looking boy. Let's throw one forward. I hit absolutely nobody, I don't think, because I don't remember seeing anything aside from numbers at the bottom of the screen, and things stack pretty well. Let's go for you, Amethyst, even though I pretty much am myself. I need to get better with my throwing arc. It's like the bomb barrage, I believe it is, in Mario Party 2 at least, where you have really clunky controls to either avoid. I mean, like, yeah, it's not clunky to avoid while you're in the tub thing in the middle. I'm trying to do quotes while being in real time playing an online game, so I should be better about doing things. Or playing as the three characters trying to target the guy in the middle with really clunky controls. Like, you bring it back a little and you hardly throw the bomb at all, but if you do it anymore, you like throw it by more than you intend to. Just gotta get a feel for it. I think the Mario Party minigame, at least in Mario Party 2, that I'm the best at is it's not Tipsy Turning, but Dizzy Dancing. I always get those confused, even though Dizzy Dancing is the one. It's like you're on the little turntable record thing, and you mess up your controls, and you just have to get a feel for which way your controls makes you go. And I rarely lose it, at least to human players. If I maybe play on hard, I may lose to those dudes and dudettes of CPU characters, which the only dudette being Peach. And Yoshi is usually classified as a male, even though I think Birdo is technically a male too, just chooses to act a little different. And also, it's kind of shed light upon in Superstar Saga, maybe not too intentionally, but also maybe intentionally, that Birdo prefers to be called Birdie by Popple. I love me some Popple battle music. It's kind of sad in Dream Team that, even though you do get into a weird type of deal battle with Popple, it doesn't play his music, it just plays the normal boss music because you're fighting a Wiggler on the side. He's like trying to coax you into being on his team, but also you technically fight him as well, like if you mess him up with your dodging of attacks. It's a weird thing. I enjoy Dream Team, and I still kind of feel like Bowser's Inside Story is my least favorite, which, if I'm going to be LPing it soon, I need to like practice through and maybe get some newfound love for it. I didn't dislike the game, but I feel like the least appeal of all the games I played, which of course I still need to beat Paper Jam, which that may be on the lowest list, just kind of being considerably a pish-posh Mario and Luigi game, which is with the gimmick of Paper Mario being there. But it was decently enjoyable the little bit I played. Got up to like the second area, the desert area, before, I'm pretty sure it's like either right at or right before some kind of Pokemon mini boss on like a bridge or something. Also kind of thinking of Sticker Star, how there's like a Poke King or whatever. I need to choose a place. I'm probably like the only person that hasn't chosen, but okay, I guess Dread Stew didn't choose anything. That's an interesting me. To the bottom right of myself. To the bottom right of me-self. Come on, get out of the sleep mode phone. Surprised I've gone this long without mentioning how Pokemon Go is going. I mean, I didn't mention it until just now. Yeah, I don't have too much going because I kind of burned through those 100 Pokeballs I bought some time ago. And haven't caught anything for a few days. Probably not ever since June started. But of course I've been moving around, hatching my eggs, at least just sitting here, and going around my house, and letting my eggs hatch over time, and driving below 15 miles an hour. I don't know for sure what it exactly is, maybe it's like 5, because it's like 15 kilometers an hour, I don't know. Getting scatterbrained again, in the Splatoon course again. I don't know why I'm being weird. But, I don't know. May do a couple more battle things and things off, because probably by the end of this, and you don't really spend too much time in battle things. Yeah, it's like 3 minutes, of course. It's like intentional because it's Splatoon and you have 3 minutes to do a turf war. Surprised I remember the name of it, of course. Why would I forget? Splatoon is always ingrained in my mind. I guess it's just going based on the different ways of actually playing with things, like either with a bomb barrage, as I was mentioning about Mario Kart, or the dual items they get with the admittedly obnoxious item scoring thing. It's just kind of has to combine the item thing in Splatoon when you're randomizing and re-rolling your stuff with Spike, with the sound effects of Mario Kart. Blah, blah, blah. I kind of have the urge to play some Mario Kart 64 for some reason. I just like the feel of playing as Toad going Yahoo! And like when you use a mushroom, it just like bounces the screen, and when you land, it's all characterized by things like poof and stuff. And you know, like getting, what is it, like 5 or 7 bananas? Or maybe even 10, I think it's like 5 or 7. This feels weird, you get so many things to deal with. And also playing as Luigi. Yahoo! Maybe he's considerably my main in that game, which haven't really played that game too much compared to all the other ones. I don't think I've actually played Super Mario Kart at all. I want to say I think I have. Because I know I played it as part of the Brawl demo. But I played a lot of games on the Brawl demo. Of course, Earthbound wasn't there in the North America version, but of course those things were amended come later when they actually finally brought it to the Wii U. What a momentous day it was. And then Earthbound Beginnings, that was a weird situation, so would Mother 3 have to be like Earthbound 2 or Earthbound Endings, which would be kind of sad because they should probably fully realize what Earthbound 64 was meant to be. Of course that evolved into Mother 3, but a 3D RPG in the style of Earthbound, that would be pretty interesting. And of course I've actually been practicing some Undertale to actually do some recording. And of course it's a tear-filled time, even though I know what happens. Hey, I think it's actually the first time I got one of those. Maybe I did one time when I was fighting against my friend. But definitely not in the stream tonight. At least not that I noticed, but I would have pointed it out in great vein like I did here. I should probably actually use things before the time ends. Yeah, steal your balloons and stuff. Not even paying attention to who's winning. Yeah, she's saying not bad at all. Yeah, we're counting things up, and we're just about an hour and a half, and yeah, I don't think I really want to play too much more. May just let things settle down a little bit, but a little bit of OCD may make me want to go at least into stuff. Ooh, Battle Course 1, but I don't know for sure if I'll actually get into there. Sorry guys, I've had my fun. What a shame that I have to leave. See y'all. I could still be screaming, "Oh, Star Jeffrey 64, I'm just now about to end things off," but, yeah, I'm getting a little bit tired. We're at an hour and a half now, so it's been pretty fun. I think what I'll do for anybody that may be here, I'll go ahead and toss in my Switch friend code, which could always be nice, so let me go ahead and do that. Of course, it's probably not going to be catching up anytime soon, so it's like, why are you putting a weird code in the chat? Let's see, make sure that's actually right. SW, blah 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 blah. Ooh, I messed one digit out, the very first digit of numbers. So switch that 4 to a 3 right there. There we go. If you feel like adding me. Alright, we're past the threshold of an hour and a half now, which my streams, my rules. Just feels nice to go above an hour, because that's what live streams should be. An hour or so of fun time. So yeah, new follower, I assume it's you, Sir Jeffrey. Yep, it's you right there, Sir Jeffrey 64. Welcome to the Cobras. I can make that a fun thing to say, to be more cool as a streamer. But thank you for the follow. I think I'm gonna be anything soft though. I just love the serenity of the online mode music and just the toads floating in midair. Interstellar and Gravity, that's a movie for me to watch. I tend to ramble before ending a stream, just letting things settle down. But yeah, I said a lot. I think I've had my fun, and I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you, few people that have actually came through and done things. Please stay tuned for more things. I may do probably Pokemon Emerald Randomizer Nuzlocke tomorrow night, or whatever else I feel like playing. Oh yeah, straw poll. I have a straw poll for you to vote on things. Let me actually pull that up for what, like, single player, so to speak, game I should play. So let me post that right there. Of course, I'm the streamer, so I should be able to post links, so there we go. And I think I'm pretty much done with all of this stuff. Sorry, I'm getting all slurry with stuff. Let me go ahead and end this thing right now. See you later.